Hello and welcome. Today we are doing a pick a card reading to uncover what message the universe has to help you activate extreme success, particularly in your career, but this could also apply to your finances and to any other area of your life where you want some extreme success. Now, this is a timeless reading, so anytime you find this video is exactly when you need to hear this message. And as we dive into this reading together, please remember that you are the creator of your reality. So always take what you need from these readings, take what resonates, and leave what doesn't. And if you are new here, then welcome. I'm so glad you found this video and this channel. My name is Taylor Eaton. I am a wealth activator, a money mindset and manifestation expert, a channel, and I am the author of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, which we will be incorporating into each of our readings today. Now, if after this reading you want to get more resources, more support, more accountability to help you calibrate to and manifest massive success and abundance in your life and do it with the most ease possible, then definitely come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. This is a low-cost monthly membership that I created to be your one-stop shop for manifesting the career, the impact, and the wealth you desire. We have monthly challenges inside the membership, exclusive daily readings from me there, a book club, a library of money manifesting resources, and, most importantly, a high-vibe community of over 200 like-minded, wildly supportive people. It's also the only place where you have the opportunity to win personalized card pulls from me or even book private readings with me. So if you feel like you are just not moving as quickly as you'd like toward the abundance and success you want, if you feel like you're wanting more resources, more of that frequency and energy that you can tap into for more rapid success and abundance in your life, then come join me in the Wealth Vibe. Many of the members in there say it is their favorite place to hang out on the internet, and I would love to get to personally connect with you inside of the membership. The link for the Wealth Vibe will be in the description and pinned comment below for you. Now, let's run through the decks and their crystals so that you can pick your reading. So today we have deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, and deck 4. If you like to pick by crystal, I'll give you a quick close-up of each of them. For deck 1, we have Chrysoprase. For deck number 2, we have our rose quartz point. For deck 3, we have fire quartz. And for deck 4, we have clear quartz. Now, we will be incorporating multiple decks into each of the readings, and I will list all of the decks used in this video in the description box below. You can absolutely watch more than one of the readings if more than one deck or crystal is calling to you. That just means that there's guidance for you in each of those readings. So, pause the video if you'd like here. Take however long you need to tune into your inner guidance, to tap into your inner self, your higher self, the universe, your guides, to just feel into whichever deck or crystal is really calling to you. And then click the timestamps below in the description to jump to your reading. Hello, deck number 1. We are going to dive into your reading to see what guidance the universe has to help you activate the frequency of and also manifest massive success and abundance in your life. If you have big dreams, goals, ambitions in life, especially in terms of your career, your job, your business, or your professional life, then this reading is absolutely for you. So we'll move your crystal out of the way and we are going to just start shuffling your pile here and see what does deck 1 need to hear in order to get on the frequency of extreme success. Let's start there. Woo! We have Sing Your Own Song. Oh my goodness. Do you know the power of your voice? Deck 1. Do you know the power of your point of view? the power of your unique gifts. These are all things that I'm seeing if you landed here on deck 1. These are all things that you aren't as fully tuned into and tapped into as you could be, and as I see you becoming in the very near future, right? And when we talk about extreme success is not built by looking at someone else and trying to copy them and trying to become a cheaper version of them. Ooh, I'm getting some really powerful guidance, which is that deck 1, you are one of a kind. You were born, you were gifted with, when you were born, unique gifts, unique powers. We all were, but you were given some sort of power of communication, some sort of power of voice, of being heard, power with words perhaps, and you haven't quite yet learned the true depth of that. You might have started playing with it. I see for some of you, you've been playing with learning to use your voice more, learning to speak your mind, your perspective, your opinions. You've seen how your words carry weight, how your words shape worlds. But you're still trying on some level to either replicate other people, right? And replicate what they're doing, other people you see who are further along doing what you want to do in your industry, right? You're looking at those people who are further along and you're saying, okay, because they're successful, that I need to do it their way. And you're saying, no, like you're not meant to do it that way. You're meant to do it your way, but that's just an example of how big you can go because that person's doing it their way. You need to be doing it your way, and you can rise just as high, if not higher, than that person you're looking at. It's either that or you understand you need to do it your way, but you still haven't really honed in on what your way is, what your unique power is, the way you want to speak, the way you want to say things, the unique gifts you want to share with the world. And you either haven't honed in on those or you're holding yourself back. You don't think it's valuable enough, right? You don't see the value in it. And so I know there's a lot of different facets to this message even coming through with this first card, but what I'm getting to sum up just with this first card with you, deck 1, is that in order to really get on the frequency and fast track your way to extreme success, is that you, kind of your task, your homework right now, like the divine mission from the universe for you is to start to become more confident and more empowered in singing your own song, in sharing your unique gifts, doing things the way you want to do it, but not just putting it out there with like this apologetic energy or by watering yourself down and trying to be like someone else. It's putting it out there and owning it. And that is going to fast track you to success. And so the way you get on the frequency of extreme success, get to be that vibrational, that energetic match for it, is by starting to really lean into the value of the way you do things and celebrating the unique things about yourself. And understanding that you are gifted with this combination of skills and desires and abilities and voice or words or opinions for a reason, right? Like that's what I'm getting you need to hear. You need to hear that the way you are, the things you want to do and say, it's there for a reason. You were born to do this, is what I keep getting. You were born to say the things you want to say, do the things you want to do, right? Whether you're in a job and you want to be doing things a different way in the job, but you think you have to play the same game as everyone else and you need to do it like your other coworkers or that team member who's been there longer, or whether it's in your business and you feel like you need to be writing content or showing up on live videos or doing launch strategies the way everyone else does them. Or you're trying to, I'm getting for some of you, write a book and you're trying to follow this formula that some other author has put out there and it doesn't really feel good to you and you wish you could just write it this way, but then the book won't be good and it won't become a New York Times bestseller or whatever it is you want, right? Like that's where your power is shifting and transcending beyond that. Right? Shifting and transcending beyond that. I want to get some more cards on this, but this is, wow, like you're here to do amazing things. Extreme success is available to you as soon as you start owning your power and know that you were built for this. You were made for this. You were born for this. Your unique combination of all the things that make you you we're kind of like divinely interwoven so that you could show up and be you. Ooh, I'm getting that in order to get on the frequency of extreme success, you need to hear that you're not meant to do it like everyone else. That extreme success, the extreme success you want, deck one, isn't going to be found by mimicking anyone else. It's going to be found by singing your own song, by doing it your way, right? You have aligned with nature. I am held and supported by the earth around me. Be seen. I inspire others when I allow myself to be seen. Oh my goodness. I love this one for you right now. When we talk about being seen, right? When we talk about being seen, deck one, it's one thing to be seen, right? And I've been having this conversation with some of my private clients recently and some people in the Wealth Vibe membership because we've been working through our money blocks there. That's been the challenge this month, which has been so powerful. And if you feel like you have a block around being seen or valuing your own gifts, definitely go check out the Wealth Vibe membership because that is, I have my whole 21-day process to bust through any money blocks, including visibility, right? But that's incredibly powerful in there that you can access immediately when you purchase. But what I'm seeing with your Be Seen card here, this is so amazing, is I inspire others when I allow myself to be seen. It's not just showing up for you, right? It's not just showing up to the job. It's not just writing the book and cranking out the word count and the page numbers. It's not just putting up a post every day on social media. That's not what being seen is. That's not what being seen is. And you know that. I think you know all this stuff is what I'm getting. Like, I get that you're so smart. You're not dumb. You know where you're holding yourself back, even if maybe you don't want to admit it, right? I've been here. Like, this is one of the biggest things I see because I work with a lot of high achieving individuals, especially in the entrepreneurial world. And the biggest thing is you'd be surprised at how many people are still afraid of their own gifts, still afraid of doing it their way, still not sure if the way they want to do it, the way they want to show up is valid, is worthy, is going to garner the success they want, right? Like it's a common thing. We're constantly doubting ourselves. But the big thing is being seen in a performative way, right? Like where you're like, I'm just showing up because I was told I need to post once a day in order to make X amount per month, or I need to just show up and punch in at work in order to get money. It's like maybe those things can help you, but they only help if you're doing them with the right energy, right? Like if you want massive success, yes, by all means, do those things that you believe are going to help you if they actually feel aligned. But you have to bring the right energy. You have to be all of you. You have to be seen for who you are in order to be able to activate and kind of fast track that success into your life. I'm getting, deck one, that you are actually further along than you realize, like closer to the success you want. But it's just this one thing that needs to be tweaked, right? Like success is in your nature. With this Align with Nature card, you're someone who you're meant to be successful, right? I personally believe that everyone has the potential to be successful and the potential to be wealthy and have what they want in life. But some people are destined for it. You are someone, if you picked this deck, especially if you came here first, if you're reading multiple decks today, it's in your nature. You're destined to be successful. And that's almost sometimes when I work with people who I can just sense and I can see and I can read that they are destined to be successful. It's so exciting, but it's also sometimes like it's a double-edged sword. Because when you're destined to be successful, success will find you in different ways no matter what, but then it makes it almost harder to find your own path to success because no matter what you do, there'll be some success. So then it keeps you comfortable, right? You go, oh, well, I was doing things that weren't true to me and I still had some level of success. So clearly that still works and I'll keep doing things that aren't true to me and keep mimicking people. So if you've had some level of success with not being all of you, with not fully showing up as you, showing up as someone else or mimicking someone else or doing what someone else said you had to do that doesn't feel right to you, and you've had some level of success with that, it's because you're naturally successful. But can you imagine, deck one, what will happen when you fully let yourself sing your own song, when you fully let you be seen? If just a little bit of you has been kind of, like I almost see this image of you your soul, your gifts. It's this luminous ball of light, but you've put all this mud over it. You've put all this mud, which is other people's way of doing it, other people's strategies, other people's approaches. You've put in your industry, in your business, in your career, you've put all this mud over yourself, almost like caked this on, thinking this is what you needed to wear or become in order to be successful. And that ball of light that is you is like it's shining through the cracks, right? It's shining through the gaps where you missed a little bit, right? Where it's like the essence of you has been spilling out, but it's just in fractions, right? And can you imagine what will happen when you wipe that mud away, when you let yourself be full you, when you drop the things that aren't you, the ways of doing things that aren't the way you want to do it? Can you imagine what will happen when you're just fully shining, unencumbered, unobstructed, when your light is fully radiating and touching everyone? Like, how fast you'll skyrocket to success is incredible, right? It is insane. Like, I'm seeing your trajectory, and it is so fast once you learn to drop this. But I get it. This is hard. I've gone through so many iterations in my business, especially, and in my career, of doing things my own way. Even the readings on this channel, I continue to evolve in how I do them as I become more and more true to me, and I discover new levels of truth, discover more areas where I've caked down some of that mud of trying to be like other readers or other channels. And so this is a continual evolution. Like, we even see this spiral staircase here. You'll continue to climb up and up and up to have more and more success, faster and faster and faster, once you learn to wipe away that mud, to be seen, to let your light shine through. You are so held and supported by the earth around you. You are supported by the universe. This is part of what you're here to do in this lifetime, is be seen for your gifts, for the way you want to do things, the way you want to say things, for the message you have to share, for the insights you have, the opinion you have. Will there be some people who don't agree with it? Yes. Will there be people who don't like what you have to say? Yes. It doesn't matter. For every person who doesn't like the way you do things, doesn't like the way you say things, whether that's an employer or a team member or a coworker or a client or some random person on the internet or a publisher, it doesn't matter. There'll be 10 other people who love you for it, who thank you for showing up as you. And that's where that success starts to skyrocket, right? So you are so supported by the universe in whatever it is that you want to be successful at. Success is like, you're destined for success. But you have to, it's going to be a slower climb until you start to say what you want to say, do what you want to do. And here's the important thing. Remember, own it. Own it. Know that it's valuable. It's valuable because it's yours. No one else has this gift, this way of saying things, this way of doing things, this perspective. Okay. And that's the trickiest part. I think that's the trickiest part, is knowing that you're the one person who's meant to deliver you in this lifetime. I think that's the hardest thing so many of us struggle with. It's something I feel like it took me over 5 years in business and multiple 6-figure years to finally realize it was never going to be about the actual money or the external things that would ever give me that permission slip or that cue to feel like I'm the one to do this work. I am the person who is here, who's meant for this, who's meant to change lives in the world in this way, that I do it with the gifts that I have. It took me probably about 5 or so years. I've only been in business about a little over 6 years now. And I had a lot of success, but it wasn't until I had enough that I realized there would never be enough external success to feel like I'm successful. And when I started actually focusing on reminding myself that at the end of the day, I was born with these gifts and therefore these gifts are valid, that was when things have started moving crazy fast in my world in the last year and a half, really. We have the Hermit. Yeah, what did I just say? Introspect, right? This is all about soul searching. This is all about going inward. So this is your next thing. This is what you can embrace in order to actually speed up the success, which is so interesting because we often think that success will find us faster or will achieve more success when we start working harder, doing more external output, getting more results. But really, for you, like I said, you're so much closer than you think, and it's just this tweak. Like that exponential growth you want in your career, in your professional life, in your financial reality, whatever it is on the other side of you actually just going inward and realizing the power you hold in your unique gifts and the way you want to say things and the way you want to do things and not being like others and standing apart from the crowd. When you go inward and can really lock that in and do what I just explained of like going inward and deciding I was born with these gifts and I'm choosing to believe that I was born with these gifts for a reason. I was born me for a reason. And that me is destined to do something good in this lifetime. And when I just decided that and kept choosing that belief over and over, I showed up differently. I sang my own song and things took off more and more, right? This is how I've landed at least 2, if not potentially 4 published titles this year through a traditional publisher, which is unheard of. We're still deciding on the publication date for the next 2 titles I have coming out for another deck and journal. So this is how these massive things happen, is you have massive success, at least for you, deck 1, when right now you're at a point where it's time to go inward, to turn inward, reflect on how do I start to believe that I am enough as I am. And that what I have to say and the way I want to do it, yes, I can refine it. Yes, I can master the way that I present it. Yes, I can tweak things and get better and better at it over time. But what I want to do has value. The way I want to do it has value. Right? And it's worthwhile because it's me. It's my gifts. And no one else can do it like me. Right? This is also how you eliminate all competition, right? That's what you need to do. You need to go inward to find that tweak. So it's not that you need to do anything else to fast track the massive extreme success in your life. That will naturally happen because you're this close to it. It's just that there's this thin barrier that's keeping you from breaking through and busting into this like exponential rise in your career, your professional life, your success. And it's just this little bit of, it's not safe to be me. I can't be successful doing it my way. Right? Like I have to do it this way or like someone else. That all needs to go. It needs to be cleansed. Right? It needs to be cleansed. You got to cleanse those beliefs. And embrace uncertainty. You have to embrace uncertainty. When you go inward and start to give yourself permission to do it your way, you're going to look around and realize no one else has done it the way you want to do it. Like I will tell you, and it's not to say it doesn't exist, but when I, for example, wrote my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, which we're going to bring out in a second here. When I wrote that deck, there were not any other decks. There were like a couple decks on money out there, and they weren't the kind of decks I wanted to use on money. I hadn't seen anyone else do a deck like this. And so the whole time of how am I going to market it? How am I going to get it into people's hands so that they can use this to change their lives? That has, even the writing of it, how do I write it? That has been a journey of me coming back to myself over and over of going, I don't know what this is going to look like because there's not a roadmap. Someone else has gone before and done this that I can follow because there's never been a me before. I am the first and only me. And my path to success is going to look different. I'm blazing it. I'm blazing this trail as I go. I don't know what it's going to look like. I didn't know I'd be here on YouTube doing readings, right? I didn't know this is where I'd end up. But I love it. And I don't know where I'm going to end up in a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. I know I'll still be doing some of this, but what else will there be? I don't know, but I love the uncertainty. I embrace it. And that's what you're being called to do right now, is embrace the uncertainty. Because that's the scariest part of deciding to go our own way and deciding to give ourselves validation and permission to be all of us. And to sing our song, do what we want, the way we want to do it. And yes, of course, refining and getting better and learning skills along the way to support that vision. But you're going on a whole new path. There's no one else you can look at and say, that's exactly how you've done it. The best is you can find people who have blazed their own trails and learn from them about the lessons they learned and what they needed in order to have the strength and courage to embrace uncertainty and blaze their own trails. Which, by the way, is what I do with my private clients. And what I'm going to be doing, I have a whole new program I'm cooking up that's going to be coming out later this year, right? So you can get on my email list to stay in the loop about that. I haven't said anything about it to anyone. This is the first time mentioning it. But there's no one who can teach you how to be you. There are people who can teach you how to be brave enough to be you. There are people like me who can teach you how to trust yourself and then wield that trust and that value in yourself to blaze your own trail, right? But at the end of the day, you have to embrace the uncertainty of what things are going to look like, but get excited because the uncertainty is where the potential is. The uncertainty is where the potential is. That's where the rapid success is. Yes. This is from my Wealthy Woman deck. This is the Orchestrator card. Let's see what else we have here. We have our Wealth Wounds card. So I love seeing these cards come up from the Wealthy Woman deck for you, because this card is just reminding you that you're the creator of your reality. You're the creator of your reality, deck 1. If you believe that being you is not enough, it will never be enough. If you believe that you are divinely destined for success and you can truly lock in that belief and really plant that seed, then you will be destined for success. You create your reality. You're that powerful, right? But if you have any old stories, old beliefs, old things that happened when you tried to be you and you felt punished for them, or you felt like a victim because of them, that could be why there's so much of this fear, right? And this is often the witch wound. This is, like that fear of being seen, right? Often comes from we tried to be seen maybe as a kid or in a past life and were rejected or condemned or worse for that. And the universe is really saying to you, you've built so much strength from that. It's time to stop looking at yourself as someone who can't be seen and it's not safe, it's not good enough, you're not enough to be who you are, and instead look at, I've come up against that and I've garnered strength from that. This is a card of strength. I've garnered strength from that wounding, from that rejection, from that whatever it was. I've gained so much strength and insight from it, and I'm going to use that to make myself stronger and take bold action, right? And be me, be who I am here to be, sing the song I came here to sing. Right? I feel like this reading has a very different energy than most of my readings on this channel, but there's so much power in you. There's so much power. When I cultivate a spiritual connection, I can trust the universe no matter what. Yeah, I think that beautifully sums up this reading for you. What we got with the Hermit card, right? With a lot of this cleansing and this embracing uncertainties, it's all for you right now, what you can do, right, to fast track that massive success, to really call it in, is I know you've already heard here what on some part of you need to hear in this reading, right, to kind of like spark that frequency, get you to touch that frequency, that energy of extreme success. But what you get to do from here, deck 1, the homework, right, is to start to cultivate, to turn to spirit, right, whether this is God, the universe, source, guides, higher self, deities, you name it, whatever that higher power is for you, even if you're your own higher power, but tuning into that part of yourself, that part of the universe, connecting with it and building more of that connection to understand that you are part of this universe and the universe has gifted you with you. In this lifetime, you are the gift to yourself and to the world. And when you can build your trust, right, go inward with our Hermit card. Look at the things that made you feel like maybe it's not safe to be you, but instead turn those things on their head and say, these are the things that give me strength, and make it clear to me that I get to be me, that it's important to me. Here's the lessons I can learn from them to take the bold actions to create my reality, to be seen, to sing my song, right? When you create that connection with yourself, with the universe, and you decide without any external validation or proof, but just decide that you are here and you are destined for success because you're who you are. And you just decide that that's the truth you're going to live by now. When you can lock that in, build that spiritual connection, no matter what happens, no matter what uncertainty comes, no matter what people say they don't want to hear what you have to say, or the way you're doing it is wrong or will never work, that doesn't land, because you've got a deeper connection to something bigger, to yourself, to the universe, right? So yeah, like I said, I feel like you are someone who is incredibly powerful. I think you know parts of that power, deck 1. I think you've touched some of that power. It's just it's so interesting how we're so conditioned to believe we need the external proof before it's safe to tell ourselves we're a big deal. You got to tell yourself you're a big deal now. You're already a big freaking deal. You're maybe one of the last people to see it, right? So that's the work, is to start to see that in yourself. And then once you do that, like, you'll not only be on the frequency of massive, extreme success, you will see that manifest in your life very quickly. Like I said, it's this exponential curve. It's crazy how fast it's going to move for you once you lock that belief and once you get it, that you are destined for success. And when you choose that belief, everything falls into place, right? Everything seems to be magic. You get the right ideas, you meet the right people, you get the right opportunities, the right lucky breaks. Like, everything works out for you from that place. So, all right, deck 1, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it. Let me know how it resonated. I always really appreciate getting to see your comments and hearing how these readings connect with you. It means the world to me when you comment. So thank you if you are someone who is commenting on this video. I appreciate it. Now, you are, of course, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance if you're not already subscribed. And if you want to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership so you can get access to all of the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the success and wealth you desire into your life, including our daily mini money readings, our book club, our powerful monthly challenges where our clients are manifesting wild amounts of money and professional wins, and so much more, then I would love to get to connect with you inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. The link for the membership is in the description and pinned comment below. We have more than 200 amazing like-minded people in there, and what we are building there is truly special. It is like nothing I have seen before, and the amounts of collective energy and manifestations we're seeing are phenomenal in there. And I would love for you to come be a part of it so we can all rise into more wealth and success together. If you want to order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, that link is also below. And with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance and success. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 2. We are going to dive into your reading to see what guidance the universe has to help you activate the frequency of and manifest massive success and abundance in your life. If you have big dreams, big goals, big ambitions in life, especially in terms of your career, your job, your business, or your professional life, then this reading is absolutely for you. So we are going to move your crystal out of the way, and we are going to shuffle your pile here to see. I want to start with at least one card to see what deck 2 needs to hear in order to get on the frequency of extreme success. Ooh, embrace what is. Very interesting, deck 2. The message that's coming through for you is, where do you feel like it's not enough? In your life, in your professional career, in your finances, in whatever level of success you have right now. Where do you feel like it's not enough? Because the truth is, here's the thing. You're supposed to want more, is what I'm getting for you. You're supposed to want more. You are someone who will be eternally reaching, is what I see, in a good way, right? You are someone who, you're not just here to make a quick buck or hit one level of success and then just stop. I see you as someone who, whether it's creativity or your work or your job, it's your passion. It's your creative expression. It's an outlet for you. It's more than just your profession. It's more than just your work, your career, your job, your business. It is an extension of you. And that's a beautiful thing, because here's the thing, I've worked with entrepreneurs almost my entire career in my business, and I love working with entrepreneurs or high-driven professionals because they're people who never stop improving. They're people who use their business, their career, their industry. They use it as a vehicle, as a motivator for their own development. But here's the secret that I've learned with working and myself being one of these people, right? Where I'm like, my business when I hit a goal, I want another one and another one. And I want to reach higher, and I want to see how far I can go in this lifetime with the impact I have on the world, on others, on how much I can change things for the better, on how much I can help people, on how much I can achieve, right? Like I am never satisfied in that way. But at the same time, what I've seen, being the secret for myself and for the thousands of people I've helped to get more and more massive success and abundance in their life, is that there has to be a level of being okay where you are and letting where you are be enough. Because it's when we start to look at where we are and say, I'll never get where I want to be. It's so far away. What I've done is not enough in some way, whether it's not enough income-wise, it's not enough achievement-wise, it's not enough, like people are going to look at me and think I'm small time, or I don't have the credentials, I'm not impressive enough. No one's ever going to publish me. No one's ever going to want to work with me or hire me, or I'll never be able to charge X amount, right? It's like when we start to look at where we are and make that mean something about where we can go and project the present onto the future, that's when we get really stuck, right? And so I'm seeing that since you are someone who I'm getting the sense that most of you who came to this pile, especially if you came here first, if you're watching multiple readings, if you came here, I get the sense that you've already tasted success on some level, but you very quickly acclimated to it, and the thing that used to want, you were like, that's what I used to dream of. As soon as it became your reality, it's like, then all of a sudden it wasn't enough. And now it's like, but now I need this next thing and this next thing. And again, it's so powerful and so beautiful to always want to grow and to strive for more. But there has to be a balance of being so proud of where you are and how far you've come and what you've overcome, and balancing that with where you want to go and how much more you know you're capable of and that you dream of being capable of in this lifetime. So it's 1 foot rooted in gratitude and appreciation of where you are, and 1 foot stepping into that dream, that next level, right? And then when you get there, you root that foot into that being enough and being so grateful and proud of yourself and thankful for the universe and everything you've achieved and accomplished, and then taking another step forward with that other foot into the next level, right? It's like you get to always have a piece of yourself so proud of who you've become and what you've accomplished and the successes you've already had right now. But then there also gets to be a part of you who's reaching for more, who's dreaming of more. You're meant to do that. Even here, we have 2 birds, different levels, right? Where you are, where you want to be. But you got to embrace where you are. That's what I'm getting to. That's what you need to hear first to start this reading with in order to get on the frequency of extreme success. This is the thing that I'm seeing is like the sticking point. This is the thing that once you get this, the success comes faster for you and it manifests faster, right? But you have to embrace where you are and let where you are be, even if you know it's not as much money, it's not as much notoriety, it's not as much impact, whatever it is, where you are right now, being grateful for how far you've come so far, for where you are right now, finding the abundance and that sense of success with where you are and being proud of that, but also dreaming bigger, right? You got to do both, and it's necessary to do both if you want to be on the frequency of extreme success. Because when you think about someone who you perceive as being uber successful, are they someone who, in your mind, do you think they're sitting there going, I'm not enough, I want to get to that next level, and where I am is not good enough, and yeah, sure, I've achieved some things, but it's really nothing to be proud of, or, I'm so stuck. No. You think, wow, that person their life is probably great. Yeah, maybe they're reaching for bigger things, but they've done so much. They're probably so proud of themselves. They're probably so proud of themselves because they've worked on this, right? Whether consciously or unconsciously, they've figured out how to really hone in this ability to be in the present moment and grateful for where they are, but also looking at the future, right? Proud of where they are and the successes they've had and the abundance they have and all the different forms they have in their life, but then looking for the next level as well and getting excited for it, but not making themselves wrong for where they are or their circumstances wrong or not good enough or lacking in some way. So that's what you need to hear, first of all, to kick off this reading, to get on that frequency of extreme success and also extreme wealth, right? Like, there's always more to want. I believe it's called the hedonistic treadmill principle. And it's like, we will continue to always reach for more. You are someone who will always, always, always be reaching for more. Yeah, of course, we have our 7 of Swords reversed. This is all about not having that confidence, right? Like feeling like it's imposter syndrome, right? Like feeling like you're not good enough. Oh my gosh, pile 2, deck 2. If you could see what I'm seeing, the way I'm seeing you right now, the way I'm being shown you by my Arrow Collective is showing me this beautiful image of you. Like, and I often do light working. I'm seeing you as this soul, like the light of your soul. And you are so magnificent, so brilliant, but you can't see yourself, right? Like, you're not seeing how brilliant you are. I can see it, picking up on your energy, reading you right now. Like, I can see it. But instead of looking at all the things you've gotten right and succeeded at and the successes you've had, you're looking at the things that went wrong. You're looking at the self-doubts, the stories that say, but what if someone looks at me and they realize that I'm not actually as successful as I want to be, or as I think I should be, right? Oh my gosh, and this is perfect. We have our Eight of Cups reversed. But this is where you get to look at, those are things to heal, is what I'm getting, right? Because this is, our Eight of Cups reverse is all about like learning from the past, right? Allowing ourselves to learn the lessons we need to learn from the past. And so, and really honestly coming home to ourselves, right? Like coming home to ourselves. This is a time for you to reclaim your power and your pride in yourself, is what I'm getting. Because I can see you. You are someone who has so much to be proud of. Even if it doesn't look like the big goals you're currently aiming for, you have so much you have achieved, so much you've overcome, so much you've avoided, so much you've grown from over the years. There's so much for you to be proud of about yourself and about where you are right now, deck 2. And I'm smiling as I say this. I'm getting this smile coming through me. It's like when you start to look at, this is your homework, right? After this reading, I really recommend, if it feels right to you, sit down and journal on or reflect on what are all the things I have accomplished so far in life? What are the things I've manifested? What are the successes I've had? How far have I come? What have I overcome? What odds have I defied? And then look at this whole list of things you create from your memory. Big things, small things, things related to your current goals or not, things related to your career or your personal life or your relationships or your health or whatever. All those things count in terms of what makes you successful and seeing yourself as successful already and being grateful for where you are. So look at that whole list you write out of all the things you've achieved already in your life and overcome and learned and grown through. And look at those things and use that as evidence and read that list through with new eyes, with eyes of someone like me who's just looking at you and going, wow, look at all that you've accomplished. Wow, look at what you've done. And then you get to ask yourself, if I've done all of this, what else am I capable of? And how has all of this set me up and put me in the perfect position to get to where I want to go next? Right? Journal on that, see what comes up. I feel like that's going to unlock some crazy motivation in you, some crazy pride in you, which is what you need, right? Like pride in where you are and how far you come. And it's going to start to melt that imposter syndrome. And you keep referring back to that list over and over and over until you get to that next place you want to go. And then you add that to the list and all the things you overcame and all the little successes along the way to the big success, right? And this is how, like, just that exercise can put you right back into the frequency of extreme fast-track success, the energy of success, and it helps you move yourself toward it, right? And regain your motivation to get there. So that's, wow, so incredibly exciting. Dream. I am ready to receive my dreams. That's perfect. And it's so interesting that we have 48 here. So those of you who know, if you don't know human design, it's a spiritual modality, something I am very well versed in. It is what I built my multiple six-figure business around when I first started scaling my business. I'll put a link to a playlist above and below for you on my human design intro playlist in case you're curious about learning this modality. It's so interesting because right as I am saying this, the reason I'm talking about human design is this 48 here. And it's also 11:48 on the clock. That's the time right now while I'm recording this. So there's 48s everywhere at the moment. You might see this number 48 as well. That might be a sign for you. And that's moving forward from this reading. If you see the number 48, it is a sign to remind you to tap back into your power and to catch any imposter syndrome that's coming up and to come back to being proud of where you are. Because here's what I'm seeing. Gate 48 in human design. It's the gate where there's other places in the chart, in your human design chart, where this can come from, but gate 48 is where imposter syndrome often comes from, right? So if you don't have it defined in your chart, that's okay, and you still feel like I have imposter syndrome, it can come from other places in your chart. But as someone who has gate 48 defined in their chart, and I've worked with, so many people on this gate specifically, it's like this is where so much of the imposter syndrome from our Seven of Swords reversed, right? Like it's where so much of it comes from. And that's really what I'm seeing is like the only thing that's stopping you from being successful is you believing you haven't achieved enough in order to achieve the next thing you want. Which when I say it like that, doesn't that sound absurd? Doesn't that sound ridiculous? To be like, I haven't achieved that thing yet. And it's because I haven't achieved enough to achieve it. It's like, you're not going to achieve that thing until you achieve it. You're not. You can't get around that. But there's nothing you need to have done differently right now in order to eventually get to where you want to go. Right? taking that future and drawing it into the present, saying, I'm not there yet, so I'll never get there, that's just self-sabotage. That's just setting yourself up for never taking action, never trying, right? But this is the big thing, is that imposter syndrome. Where are you telling yourself you're not enough? You haven't done enough. You're not deserving of having that, or that can't happen for you. You get to release that by being proud of where you are right now. That's what's going to prepare you to be ready to receive your dreams. We also have feel abundant. I am worthy of abundance in all forms. You're worthy of abundance right now. You're worthy of everything you've achieved so far, and you're worthy of everything you desire in the future. And again, the way that you're going to fast track your success, the way you're going to step into this vortex of extreme success, like getting to this level of astronomical success in your life that most people don't even dream of touching, right? Like, the way you're going to get there is, again, embracing where you're feeling abundant and successful now. By being proud of everything you've achieved and where you are right now and how far you've come in your life. Inwardly, outwardly, personally, professionally, money-wise, love-wise, health-wise, career-wise, right? Like, when you can feel abundant, when you can feel worthy, when you can feel proud of yourself and knowing of how capable you are, and looking at all your successes as evidence up until this point of your worthiness and potential for the success you want. When you can do that, like, the success you want is it's gonna come so fast. It's gonna kind of like boggle your mind a little bit, and you're gonna be like, why didn't I ever see this before in myself? Right? All right. Let's get some more cards for you. Deck 2. We have activated earth, power places, ley lines. Trust where you're led. Trust that where you've been led to up until this point, where you are right now in your professional life, in your career, in your personal goals, right? Like, where you are right now is, like I just said, the perfect place to then, it's the perfect starting point, the perfect launch pad, the perfect foundation for that next thing you're already dreaming of. So whatever that is, that next success, that wild success that you want, whether it's like worldwide fame, or writing a best-selling book, or being the next biggest YouTuber, or building, like a multi-million-dollar company, or becoming the president of your current company, or whatever it is, right? Like, where you work, whatever it is, wherever you are right now is exactly where you need to be to get there. Even if you can't see how it all connects, even if you don't know the journey you're going to need to go on, it's like, this is exactly where you are, in such a place of power right now. And I sense that you're not even seeing it yet. And it's the hardest thing. It's so easy because we know our own shortcomings, and we know the own inner workings and imposter syndrome and inner saboteur talk going on in our heads, and no one else does, but we think everyone can see it, and we forget that they're seeing our brilliance and we're not seeing our brilliance, right? Like, it's so easy to disconnect from our power and forget how capable we are and what potential we hold in this lifetime. But look around you and say, and you can ask yourself again, I think this is similar to the question I had you ask yourself a little bit ago when we were talking about your journaling work, if you want to do it after this reading, to really tap into this frequency of fast, extreme success. But ask yourself, why is where I am right now the perfect place for me to move from in order to get to where I want to go next? How am I so perfectly lined up? In what ways am I perfectly lined up with where I want to be? Why is this the perfect time for me to start moving toward this next big success I want, this next level of extreme success? Why is where I am the perfect place to start from that? Find reasons for it, because what you focus on grows. So if you are looking around and finding reasons that you're not where you want to be, and that this is a terrible place to be, and you can't get to where you want from where you are, you will continue to tell yourself that story. You will continue to keep yourself disempowered, disconnected from your power. And that's the reality you'll create for yourself, and you'll stay stuck exactly where you are. Right? And I think you know this, but this is just like a source in my Arrow Collective is giving me this, like, they're like, remind them of their power, right? Instead, if you start to look for evidence that where you are, and look for reasons to believe that where you are is perfect for where you want to eventually go, that you are lined up for it perfectly, that this is the perfect time, the perfect place, the perfect circumstances for you to succeed at that level you next want to succeed at. When you look for that evidence, you will find more of it, and you will find more motivation, more excitement, more willingness to show up and take bold actions, right? You will activate yourself and your power when you do that. And that's the reality you'll create. You'll create this place into being the perfect place you are at to have the success you want. So this is so exciting. So incredibly exciting. Oh my goodness. Wow, deck 2. I'm so excited for you. I'm going to bring in my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. This is the deck that I authored. Let's see what guidance it has for us here. A Catalyst. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to see this card at this point in this reading. Oh my goodness. I'm going to pull one more. Okay, we also have the Goddess card. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whew. When you start to look at where you are, is the perfect place to set, that you're being set up for success, no matter what it looks like, no matter what anyone else might say. You're going to start to unlock some new gifts within yourself. For many of you, these are going to be like spiritual gifts, psychic gifts. Or it might be a deepening and development of your spiritual gifts. These could also just be gifts and skills that come easily to you, that come naturally to you, new gifts and passions awakening. Could also be ideas and inspiration that'll lead you to that success you want, right? But for most of you, you're going to start to, because like I said, this is all about, like, this whole reading is like, you got to connect back to your power and connect back to your pride in yourself and connect back to the belief that you need to have in order to create the reality that this is the perfect place for you to succeed from. Exactly where you are right now is perfect and you're right on time, right? And when you can really lean into that belief and cultivate that energy within yourself, you're going to find that new gifts awaken within you. New powers that you didn't know you had. Like the power, I see for some of you, the power to magnetize people to you. For some of you, it's the power to magnetize opportunities to you. It's I'm also getting for some of you, it's like the power to command extreme luck. So specific, so different, that normally doesn't always come through, right? But like, for you, Pile 2, you're going to, like, when you start to believe that where you are right now, and you find the reasons to believe that where you are right now is the perfect place for you to succeed from and reach that exponential level of success you want, oh my goodness, you are going to start to feel like all of a sudden you're going to be like, wow, that was so lucky, or oh my gosh, it was so lucky that I bumped into that person and they ended up being like the CEO of this company and they gave me this huge big move in my career, or oh my gosh, I was so lucky that that video went viral and it ended up like growing my email list by 20 times, and now I'm like making sales left, right, and center, right? Like, you're gonna start saying like, that was so lucky, but the reality is it's not lucky. You created it. Like, you're activating a gift within yourself that's going to kind of line everything up for you even more the more you say, I'm already lined up for success, right? That's how powerful we are. The things we tell ourselves about where we are and who we've become is what we project out into the future, right? So, and it unlocks parts of ourselves. It awakens parts of ourselves we can't even predict. That is so exciting. People are going to be lining up to applaud you, to celebrate you. I see you being celebrated in the future as soon as you kind of lock this in and see these things awaken. You're going to reach this level of success where people are like, we want to celebrate you. We want to give you awards that you didn't even know existed. We want to, give you these opportunities to make money you didn't even know existed. We want to put you on billboards for some of you. We want to put you on magazine covers. We want to feature you in front of, the top dog at our company, right? Like, you are going to be applauded and celebrated so much is what I'm seeing with the Goddess card here. Like, it's going to feel like you're being worshipped in a good way, right? And not a sleazy way, not a creepy way, but in a like truly being seen and applauded for what you've achieved. Like, I just see this level of external validation coming as soon as you start to validate yourself and where you are right now, right? And it's just going to be this like fast track to success. So that's so incredibly exciting. I'm going to pull one more card here for you all to send you on your way. Yes, the universe has big plans for me and it's time to claim them. Oh my goodness, I cannot make this up. Deck 2. I'm so happy for you. Really, the main message here is where you are is perfect. Where you are is perfect, my loves. for getting the success you want. You're already where you need to be. And it's just the story you're telling yourself that's keeping you from that extreme, massive, crazy, heightened success that you want, right? And it's just when you start to shift that story and start to truly believe it, the big plans that the universe has for you, all that luck, all that those opportunities you're going to draw to you, they're going to flood in. And but you got to claim them by deciding you're already successful enough. I've already done enough. I'm so grateful for what I've accomplished. Look at how far I've come. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so capable. And when you really start to repeat that to yourself, affirm that to yourself, look at the evidence that I gave you with the journaling you're going to do over and over and over. Oh my gosh. You move to wild abundance very, very quickly. So, wild abundance, wild success. I am so excited for you, deck 2. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it. Let me know how it resonated. I always really, truly appreciate getting to see your comments and hearing how these readings connect with you. It means the world to me. So thank you. If you are someone who comments on these videos or on this video, I appreciate you so much. You are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance and success in career. And of course, if you want to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership so you can get access to all of the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the success and wealth you desire into your life, then the link to do that is below. The Wealth Vibe membership includes daily mini money readings from me that you can't get anywhere else, so you can tap into the energy of success and abundance every day and start your day off with that. We also have our book club, our powerful monthly challenges where our clients are manifesting wild amounts of money and professional wins, and just so much more there inside of the membership. The link, like I said, is below and in the description box and pinned comment. We have more than 200 amazing, like-minded people in the Wealth Vibe membership, and what we are building there is so special. It is so phenomenal. I have never seen anything like this online before, and I would love for you to come be a part of it so we can all rise up into more wealth together. If you want to order your own copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, that link is below as well for you. With all that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity, abundance, and success, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 3. We are going to dive into your reading to see what guidance the universe has to help you activate the frequency of and manifest massive success and abundance in your life. If you have big dreams, big goals, big ambitions in life, especially in terms of your career, your job, your business, or your professional life, then this reading is absolutely for you. So we are going to move your crystal out of the way. I love this fire quartz so much. So much energy in that stone. I'm going to start shuffling your pile to just see what deck 3 needs to hear in order to get on the frequency of extreme success. That's what I want to start with for you. Get lost. Ooh, so intriguing, so interesting. Okay, this is so different from the other readings so far. Deck 3. I also see we have 3-3 here for deck 3, right? 3s could be a sign for you. We also have 3 birds on here. Very interesting. I am getting that, something about 3rd time's the charm. Have you been trying something, deck 3? Have you been trying to reach some level of success, whether it's a financial level of success or some position in your company or in your industry or career, or some level of, like followers on social media, or any measurable success where you just feel like you've tried like 1 or 2 different avenues to get there and they haven't worked? If so, the guidance here is that the 3rd time is the charm, right? The next thing you try, that's going to be the thing, right? But in order to find the way to the success you want, right? In order to get on the frequency of success, of massive, wild success, extreme success, right? What I'm getting for you is that it's actually like you need to get a little lost. And when I say get lost, it doesn't mean like give up. It doesn't mean like quit what you're doing. It means that the guidance that's coming through from my collective here, right? My Arrow collective is very clear, and they're saying, explore other options, okay? And it's not to say, again, that you need to change careers or industries entirely. Maybe it's a change of job that's going to fast track you to extreme success, right? Maybe it's a different niche, a different offer in your business. Could be any of those things. I'm getting more so it's the curiosity that's going to unlock the success for you. As interesting, as weird as that sounds, the curiosity of how can I do this differently? What can I learn, right? Like what am I not seeing here? What's a different alternative or route that I haven't considered before to get to the success I want? Like that curiosity is going to unlock some sort of new inspiration in you that's going to lead to like basically $1 million idea or like this stroke of genius, right? That you're just like, wow, I never saw it that way before. I never saw this as a path, right, to what I want. I get that you're someone who you're meant to do things quite differently from others, right? Really, really differently from others in this lifetime. You're not meant to be walking the prescribed path, is what I'm getting. Most of you on this reading, you might be entrepreneurs or have dreams of like being an artist, maybe, things like that. You don't have to be. You could be in a very traditional job, and this still applies. But the way you're meant to go about success is going to look very different from how others do it. A lot of others do it, right, like with hard work, with consistency, with dedication. It's not to say those things can't help you or work for you, but like your success is going to look very, very different. I wouldn't be surprised if those of you who picked pile 3, especially if you came here first, if you're doing multiple readings today in this video, I wouldn't be surprised if you are someone who has like overnight success in the near future here, right? Who has overnight, it's like you came out of nowhere to people. And it's because it's like you're doing things so differently. I don't see you necessarily having this like slow climb to success. It might feel slow right now, but just know that's like the tip of the iceberg. It's not everything you can achieve. The big, wild, massive, extreme success you're looking for, it's going to come when you stop trying to do it the way everyone else does. You kind of go your own path. You get lost a little bit. You get lost in, this is very interesting. You get lost in finding your own path, in the curiosity of how can I do things a little differently? What am I not seeing? What is the market missing right now? What is missing from my industry, from my field, from my career, from my business, from the company I work for, right? You get kind of curious and look where other people aren't looking, right? But also when you get lost in doing what you love, like when you get really lost in the things you want to do and not so much the end result. And I know that's something that's often said, right? Where we're like, it's the journey, not the destination. Focus on doing what you love and not, like the external results as much. But that's very much the guidance for you. Is it's like the more you focus on your craft is what I'm getting, right? So if you're an artist, on perfecting your craft, on getting lost in the joy of the art, right? If you're let's say you're an accountant, like how can you even get lost in the craft and the different techniques or the different approaches or the organization of doing the accounting work, right? Like how can you get lost in the parts of what you do in your business or career and get lost in the enjoyment of it and the curiosity of it? And when you can lose yourself in it, you're going to find those things that other people aren't seeing. You're going to see things differently. You're going to be able to like leverage those things. You're going to be able to seize on those things and do something that, again, like it's this overnight success that I'm seeing for you because it's something no one else sees, no one else does, because everyone else is just keeping their eyes on the prize. But when you kind of take your eyes from the prize and look instead at what do I love about this? How can I get lost in it? How can I get curious about how it can be better? You innovate and you're going to create something that's just like, you're going to create or do something or do it in a way that blows people's minds, right? It's what I'm seeing. So right now, like the big thing, like the frequency of extreme success, what you need to hear to get on it is it's okay to not actually think about the success. It's okay and actually going to move you faster to the success you want when you stop looking at those external metrics and you start looking more and more at what intrigues you, when you get curious, when you get lost in the process and the craft of it, right? And I know it can seem counterintuitive, but like how I've just positioned it, how that guidance has come through is so clear of it gives you a different perspective. When you get lost, you look at things differently, right? When you think about if you're lost, if you're driving and you're lost, don't you look at things differently than when you know exactly where you're going? Don't you start making note of landmarks more or different interesting things so that you kind of can like get your bearings? Don't you start to notice big things or little things that you wouldn't have noticed if you knew exactly where you were and you were just kind of autopiloting through it? Like you have a different perspective. So let yourself get a little lost. Let yourself not fixate on the reward, the external success and metrics, and instead let yourself get lost in what you're doing, right? feel like I could talk about this forever. I feel like there's so much guidance for you there, but get curious, get lost. Don't focus so much on the prize, but instead the enjoyment and curiosity of what you're doing and the right opportunity, the right next thing to do, the kind of like magic thing that no one else in your company is doing, no one of your other coworkers are doing, no one else in your field is doing, your industry is doing, like you'll be able to find it because you have this different perspective. You're looking at things differently, right? Higher love. I am love. Yeah. What do you, how can you, like the higher self, your higher part of you that loves what you do, like how can you let them come out to play more, right? Like, and again, loving what you do. I welcome expansion and connection in all forms. Expand consciousness, right? Your success, the way you're going to reach success is going to be, wow, it's going to be something that expands people's consciousness, whatever you do. Even it's so funny because I keep getting like the example of like an accountant, right? And you don't have to be an accountant. This is just an example, but whatever you're going to do, whatever you get lost in loving doing, right? It's going to expand people's consciousness because there's going to be this magic you bring to what you do, this like love for it, this curiosity for it. Like you're going to get people excited about the thing that makes you super successful. And it's something that they never thought they'd be excited about. And it's something that they look at you and they go, wow, the way you do your work is magic. The way you do this thing, the way you create your offers, the way you show up and create those spreadsheets, like the love you pour into it, the curiosity you bring to it, it transforms something that others might see as mundane or not applicable to them and makes them fall in love with it, makes them curious about it, makes them get lost in it too, in the magic of it. And that's where your success is. Like people are going to look at you and be like, wow, you come from like a different world almost. And some of you might be star seeds is what I'm getting with that. I'm going to pull our star seed deck here. Some of you might be star seeds. And that could explain like why. It's like give yourself permission to get lost and not get tied to the earthly, successes. And then the earthly successes come because you're looking at what you actually enjoy and getting curious about and bringing your uniqueness to it. A new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Ooh. Yeah, it's happening. You're honestly here even to build a new earth, to expand consciousness, to bring more love and curiosity into the things that people do by being an example of it or teaching directly on it, right? But like you are, and we also have star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation, right? Like you're here to, I see you getting downloads, right, that are going to lead to the success and then helping other people get downloads, either directly or indirectly through your work that you do, right? Like, but what you want, right? Like, this is the interesting thing that I found in my 6+ years of doing this work with people on manifesting wealth and success. It's that you don't need to be doing the logical things that you think will make you the money or get you to the success or impact you want to have. It's more that when you can hold the vision, but then do the things that excite you, get lost in the joy of things, those things will lead you to this. Because it's like you have you're like, I know where I want to go success-wise. So for example, let's say you want to have a business that serves 100,000 people, right? You have 100,000 people that are working in your business, whether it's through passive offers or products that people purchase or, numbers of units sold, whatever. You want to reach 100,000 people. And right now you've reached maybe 500, right? And you're like, how am I going to get to 100,000? I have no idea, right? But if you, instead of going, okay, well then I need to build my audience up and I need to be here and I need to do this and then I need to have investors and I need to do this and blah, blah, blah. It's like, instead of trying to plan that out, instead if you just let yourself say, okay, eventually I'm going to get to 100,000 people served in my business. Like that is the vision, right? And you hold that vision, but then, and so that's where you're going. That's like your end destination. You're steering there, but you let yourself get lost along the way of what interests me, what am I curious about, what excites me, and it's gonna lead you one thing to another to where you want to be, right? And it's like I said, you're gonna come out of nowhere to people. Like all of a sudden you're gonna get here and have all this wisdom, all these unique ways of doing what you do and presenting it to the world, that it's gonna like activate so much within other people. Like they're gonna look at you and your journey and be inspired by what you do and the way you do it, which is really phenomenal. And that's gonna be part of what contributes to the success. I see biographies being written about you much later down the road. Like I see biographies being written about you about this unconventional way that you transformed an industry or created massive success or built up a business out of nowhere, or took a business that was failing and turned it around within a couple of years and like had the Midas touch and just now it's thriving. And it's like, I almost keep seeing like the art of business, the art of blank, like the art of insert whatever you do, right? Like that's like you're creating such an art form out of it. Yeah, and this is our Knight of Cups, all this creativity, all this like, you know, just this artisticness. Like there's an artistry to what you do when you let yourself get lost in it. And that artistry is what is going to lead to the success, right? It's not getting lost in the weeds of things. It's not in the you know, like the strategy and the how, and it's like get lost in it. Just get lost in it. Let yourself surrender yourself to what you're curious about and what interests you. Because you are, with our King of Wands, a natural born leader. You are, again, many of you watching this are probably entrepreneurs. You don't have to be, but many of you probably are on this pile. You're an entrepreneur. You are a person who has this big vision, or who just sees things differently, right? You have this different vision of things, and you have this charisma, this draw to you, this aura that like people want to know what you're doing. They want to know how you're doing it. Like the way you approach your work is intriguing, enchanting, mesmerizing. Mesmerizing is the word I'm getting. You are mesmerizing, right? So very, very interesting. Yeah, wow. I like that. That's really cool. Let me grab my Wealthy Woman deck. This is the deck that I authored, the Wealthy Woman Oracle, and we're going to get some more cards for you here. We have Breath of Abundance. Yeah, so it's so important for you, right? Again, what I said, get lost, was how we started this reading. It's so important for you to kind of give yourself a breather, to take a break, create spaciousness from trying to just hurry to hit your goal, and instead allow it to be about the journey, right? Like that creates such a spaciousness. And yeah, when you become inquisitive, right? We have our student card here, of course. When you become curious about what you're doing rather than just how do I get successful, become curious about the actual industry you're in, the actual thing you want to be successful with, not just the end goal, but get curious about the process. And oh my goodness, it all just like, it opens up for you like crazy. I just see a lot of confirmation there. Yeah, I feel like this reading, even though this feels a little shorter, I feel like we might have gotten everything we need. But I'm going to pull at least 2 more cards for you here. One with this deck, and then an affirmation to send you on your way. But I want to know if there's anything else deck 2 needs to hear, or deck 3, excuse me, needs to hear. Moon Rising, Truth. What's the truth? Ooh, what's the truth of your soul? What's the truth of... Wow, this is very interesting. Okay, here's a kind of like a little bit of homework for you after this reading. Deck 3, you can even pause the video here. This feels very significant, or you could do this after this reading is over. But I want you to sit down and ask yourself, like, what is the truth of what I came here to achieve? Is it really that 100,000 people served in my business, if that's the goal, for example, right? Is it really the multi-million-dollar business, or is it something different, deeper than that, that has less tangible quantifications? What's the truth of what I came here in this lifetime to achieve? What is the truth of my soul and what it came here to achieve, the successes it wants to have? Good question to ask is, what do I want to be known for? What's the legacy I want to leave? What's the truth of that for you? And then get curious about how you can build that about the things that go into that, about the gifts you have to deliver that to the world, instead of the actual like surface level results. You are someone, I see, you're someone who's so deep. Deck 3, you are so deep. You have such a depth to you, like such a depth of wisdom. You're definitely an old soul. You have so much wisdom, so much insights and intellect to you. You're not meant to be focused on the surface level results. Of course, you get to want them. Don't get me wrong, but the frequency for you, your personal, this is very interesting, your personal frequency that's going to lead to extreme success, that makes you that energetic match for extreme success. That personal frequency for you is not calibrating to having the quantifiable, measurable, tangible success. It's deeper than that, because you're deeper than that, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong, by the way, for just wanting to have $5 million in the bank and then calibrating to that. I love to do that sort of stuff, right? To just calibrate to the money or success I want. But those things are going to be a byproduct for you in this life. The more that you come back to the truth of your soul, the truth of what your soul is here to really learn and do and achieve, and the impact it's here to impart on others in the world. You're here to do big things. There's a deeper truth to you, right? Very, very interesting. I'm going to pull one more card for you. It's an affirmation to send you on your way. Deck 3. When I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. I feel like, oh man, this beautifully sums up this reading. You're not meant to be trying to control the outcome and how you get there. You're meant to be taking action from a place of peace, meaning merge your desires with faith. Trust, right? That when you do what you're interested in, what intrigues you, what you're curious about, when you lose yourself in the artistry, the craft of what you do, whether that's art or accounting or computer engineering or mechanical engineering or graphic design or energy healing. It's like when you lose yourself in the craft of it, when you allow yourself to be led by your desires, by your intrigue, by your fulfillment, by your curiosity, when you trust that when you do that, you're going to get to where you want, you can take action from that place of like fulfillment, of peace, rather than trying to control the outcome, right? Like that's the key for you. Is it's not about trying to control the success and getting there. It's about mastering your ability to trust that it's safe to follow what intrigues you, what excites you, right? And you can do this little bit by bit over time. I work on this in the Wealth Vibe with people with different modalities and our different monthly challenges. I work on this a lot with my private clients. And I have a amazing program coming later this year. So if you want to get on my email list to stay up to date with that, you can do that below at the link. But there's so much I have in the works to help people. Really, I want you to understand that it's like the things that excite you, the things that you're curious about, they're there for a reason. They're there because the universe, your higher self, God is lighting those things up to make you take action on those things, because those are the things that are going to get you closer, directly or indirectly, to the success you want. Right? And so when you trust that and you get lost in what interests you, what excites you, what you're curious about, oh my gosh, like you can take your hands off the wheel a little bit and let the universe line things up for you, because that's how it's meant to be for you. Yeah, that's where extreme success is going to come from. It's not from trying to chase the success, it's chasing your curiosity. I feel like that's the perfect way to sum up and end this reading for you. All right, Deck 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below, letting me know what you took from it. Let me know how it resonated. I really appreciate getting to see your comments and hearing how these readings connect with you. It means the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you if you're someone who comments on this video or on my other videos. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. You are, of course, welcome to subscribe if you're not already to my channel for future card readings for abundance and success. And if you want to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, so you can get access to all of the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the success and wealth you desire into your life, then I would love to get to connect with you there. Joining the Wealth Vibe membership is a ridiculous deal of a price for what you get. Like, it is crazy how much people love this space, how much they utilize it, how much is in there, and how little it is, because I want to keep this accessible to as many people as possible. But I do daily mini money readings in there, so you can start your day tapped into the energy, the frequency of success and wealth, and align with that and calibrate to it every day. We have our book club in there, our powerful monthly challenges where our clients are manifesting wild amounts of money and professional wins and more. And most importantly, we have over 200 amazing like-minded people in there. And what we are building is truly special. It's such an amazing, beautiful, supportive community that it's such a, like, again, just such a place you get to tap into to calibrate to that wealthy vibe. That's why it's called the Wealth Vibe, right? It's like you get to tap into the wealth vibe, the success vibe, the energy and frequency of success, and then use that energy to go take those actions to get lost in what you love to do, but also take the actions that are going to lead to that success you want one way or the other. So it is such a special space. I've never seen anything like this before. I'm so proud of what we've built there, and I would love for you to come be a part of it so we can all rise up into more wealth together. So that link is below for you in the description and pinned comment if you want to come join me in the Wealth Vibe. If you want to order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, that link is below as well. And with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity, abundance, and success, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 4. We are going to dive into your reading to see what guidance the universe has to help you activate the frequency of and manifest massive success and abundance in your life. If you have big dreams, big goals, big ambitions in life, especially in terms of your career, your job, your business, or your professional life, then this reading is absolutely for you. So we will move your crystal out of the way and we're going to start shuffling. I want to shuffle your pile to see what does deck 4 need to hear. Just the first card to see what does deck 4 need to hear in order to get on the frequency of extreme success. Unfold your own myth. Ooh. Deck 4, are you dreaming big enough? Like, are you dreaming big enough? In all seriousness. Wow. I'm getting the guidance here that you're not, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock here for me, and also 12, 1, 2 here. You could dream bigger, is what I'm getting. And if you want to get on the frequency, the energy of massive success, it's necessary for you to dream bigger. Like, as big as you think you're dreaming, can you go bigger than it? Because the guidance I'm getting, the exact words that are being given to me by my Arrow Collective that I channel from is they're saying, you're not dreaming big enough. We guarantee you are not dreaming big enough. You're hiding in your shell, almost. Like, for some of you, I'm getting there's almost like 2 groups of people watching this reading. Part of you thinks you're dreaming big enough, but there's much bigger you can dream. The other part of you, it's about half and half on this reading. The other half of you, you know you're not dreaming big enough. You know you're playing small. But you don't know how to kind of crack out of that pattern is what I'm getting. You're kind of stuck there. You're like, but how? How do I have the belief in myself? How do I have the faith? How do who am I to get to dream that big? Or it's not safe to dream that big or to get that big, right? Like, that's what I'm getting for so many of you. But yeah, those are the 2. So really, this is the first thing is like, start dreaming bigger. You can dream in bigger increments, right? But whatever success you're thinking of right now, deck 4, take it and double it. What would it look like if you doubled the amount of success you're currently going for? Maybe this is a financial, like monetary success. Maybe this is the kind of house you're trying to buy for yourself. Maybe, especially because a lot of this reading is very much geared toward, your professional successes in your career. If you are aiming for a certain level of promotion, what if you doubled it? What if you went up another rank or 2 in your company? What if you doubled the amount of success you're trying to attract or achieve in your business in terms of audience size or income level or enrollments in that offer, whatever it is that makes sense for you, or even the impact you can have in the world, right? But like, what would it look like if you took the current level of success that you feel like you're chasing, is the word I'm getting, chasing, and you doubled it? Sometimes, and this is something I've seen in 6+ years of working with people on achieving, manifesting success and wealth in their life and business. Oftentimes, we're either dreaming way too big to the point where it feels unrealistic, it intimidates us, it overwhelms us, we feel like we're never going to get there, and so we can't calibrate to it. Or, the other part of the time, we're dreaming way too small, and we're not even excited by our goals. What I'm getting is for you, you're either not excited enough by your goals, or you're just not owning the power and potential you have for something more. All right, I feel like there was another message that just got shoved aside, but we're going to go with what's coming through here. But that's really looking at why do you have goals that either don't excite you or that you feel like you're not worthy of them. Someone like, who am I to have that goal? So you keep playing small, right? Like, those are the big things that are coming through. And so really looking at that, getting clear on that, why? Because when you start to answer that question, it's going to unravel. It's going to tug at the threads of the things that are keeping you bound and not dreaming big enough. Because this is the guidance that kept coming through that just like it shoved aside whatever I was just saying. Like, my mind is completely gone blank on what I was just saying because it was like my collective wiped that so I could communicate this message to you, deck 4, which is that of all the decks, of all the readings that I've done, because this is our 4th out of 4 reading in this video, you are destined for, like, I don't want to say the biggest success because all of the decks have the potential for big success, right? But your success is like astronomically successful. Like, it's this level of success. I see it especially on a global level that you're meant to be achieving at. And it's there's this need from my collective to kind of almost inform you from a non-physical standpoint of like what your soul came here to do. It came here to do big things. And the reason, wow, this is powerful. The reason why it feels so hard to have the success you want, or like whether it's external circumstances that are making it hard, or it just feels hard for you to even let yourself dream big, the reason that feels hard is because you're not letting yourself own the fact that you're here to do things on a big level. Like you're trying to play on a smaller level than you're fit for. Like it's almost like, wow, you're this big fish that you're trying to squeeze yourself into a small pond. And in doing that, you're like, I don't fit. I'm not good enough. And so it's by trying to play too small, not reaching big enough, that you're actually hurting yourself. And it's so interesting because like I was saying earlier, often when I see people struggling to manifest what they desire and their successes, it's because they're either not dreaming big enough or they're dreaming too small, or they're dreaming too big or they're dreaming too small, right? Excuse me. And a lot of times it's that people are dreaming so big that they overwhelm themselves. But it's like that's not you. And if you feel like you're dreaming too big and that's where you fall, it's like, what's the nature of the big dream? Is it that you're dreaming big for yourself, or are you dreaming big for the world? Because you, Deck 4, are here to change the world. And your success will come when you focus on how do I do this for the world and not how do I do this for my personal gain. Your personal gain is guaranteed. That's what I'm getting from my collective. Your personal gain, like the money, the applause, the adoration, the acknowledgement of what you do and how good you are at it and everything you accomplish and that you're going to accomplish in your lifetime, that will come, period. Like that's a guaranteed when you start changing the world, right? So this is really like, if you want to get for you on the frequency, man, I feel like we kind of went a roundabout way here for this reading, but there are just so much, it's again, you have such a bigness to you, such a big mission that's coming through. And it's like my collective's trying to shove all the bigness of who you are into my mind at once. And that's crazy. And I want to tell you, Deck 4, it is rare that I encounter an energy that is hard for me to hold the full channel of at once. And that just happened. Like that's how big you are. Right? I get to keep expanding to hold bigger and bigger channelings. But this doesn't happen to me often. I have done so much work to expand this channel. And I tell you this to try to impart on you the bigness of what you're here to do. Like it's so big that my brain could like barely hold it for you at once. Which is exciting for me because now I'm getting to expand. But do you see, oh my gosh, this is part of it. You expand people. Like what you're here to do, like when you focus instead of focusing on how do I make myself more money? How do I get more successful? How do I get that job, that position, that amount of success in my business, that number of followers, whatever it is, like instead of focusing on how do you get something for you, you focus on your mission and you bring it to the world. You expand yourself and you expand others and you force others to expand. Like you just forced me to expand my ability to hold a bigger energy to channel all at once and the capacity to hold more at once. So thank you, right? Like look, even you just being here and choosing this reading and choosing to sit down and spend your time with how do I calibrate to the energy of extreme success, you've expanded me. And this is what you will do for other people. You will expand other people as well. When you focus on how do I achieve extreme success and impact on the world, okay? And it's okay to want things for yourself. You are worthy of wanting things for yourself. You get to desire personal successes and income and, accolades and all of that. But when your main focus is, I have a mission and I get to give myself permission to be the person who has this big mission and then carry out that mission that's going to help people in some way, whether it's in healthcare, whether it's with art that activates people, whether it's with, comedy, because that absolutely expands people and heals people, right? But it's like when you have a bigger mission that helps people, no matter what field you're in, what industry, whether you're employed or self-employed, when you have a bigger mission, you focus on that bigger mission, and everything you do in your day-to-day work, job, business feeds that mission and has that mission in mind to change the world in some positive way, to leave a positive, lasting impact. And that is the goal for you. You expand yourself and you force others to expand and you change the world. And then It's because when other people expand, they thank you, like I just did. They thank you. And they go, thank you for being you. Thank you for showing up and having this big vision, right? This is such a different reading. And it is really, wow, it's really stretching me. This is very exciting. This doesn't happen for me often. Wow. Deck 4. Power of love. Love radiates from me into the world. So where do you need to love yourself more in order to lead yourself in a way where you can lead the world, right? So if you feel like you're not dreaming big enough, you know you're listening, you're like, yes, Taylor, I know I'm here to do big things, but I can't seem to dream big enough or have the confidence to do them or believe I'm the one who can do it, but there's a part of me that knows that I'm the one that needs to do this big thing. If that's resonating with you, then this is the next step, is turn inward. What parts of yourself are you not loving enough to believe that you are the person who gets to have this big of an impact and therefore this big of a success in the world? What makes you think you can't change the world is the question I'm getting for you. You're a natural born leader, right? If you know human design, if you don't, I linked below the playlist of my human design videos, but this is an area of expertise of mine. And gate 7, right? We have our 7 here, is a gate of leadership. You're a natural born leader. You're a natural born leader, deck 4, but you have to see it in yourself, and you got to love yourself so much, because leaders need to be strong, and what makes us strong is love. And it's love for ourselves. So some homework for you. What parts of yourself are you not loving? What parts of yourself are you not positive about? Are you not focusing on the good in yourself, right? Like, love yourself so hard, deck 4, that you can't help but step up and radiate that love out into the world, that it overflows from you, that you lead so much that you dream bigger and you go after those dreams, and you love yourself enough to believe that you can do this. You can change the world in this way. And then others will get on board, right? They'll see the good in you too. You have to see it first. Wow, you're going to do such big things, deck 4. I think you're already on your way too. Some of you know that. Some of you see, you're like, yeah, I've already been doing big things. I've already had a lot of successes. But this is like, it's double it, at least double it, because there's so much more you're capable of, right? We have our death card here, right? Yeah. You've been going through it, and you're going to continue going through. You're like in the middle of a big rebirth, a big change. And part of this rebirth is like the point you're at in this rebirth, where that's going to be the thing you can do to fuel this massive extreme success in your life and move you closer toward it and get you on the frequency of it, is that self-love, right? Like really loving yourself, right? Really loving yourself. We have our 9 of Swords reversed. Releasing fear, right? Releasing fear that, what if I'm not the one? What if I can't do this? What if you are? What if you can? Own your bigness. Own your bigness, deck 4. You are, wow. Don't downplay your successes either. I get that you've had a lot of successes. A lot of successes. Don't downplay them. I'm getting the guidance that you are so much more than your failures. Failure is part of the process too, but like, if you've been kind of like not loving yourself for things that you regret or things that didn't go well, it's like, how can you love yourself because of those things, because of how you navigated those things, because of how you got back up, because of what you learned, right? Like, deck 4, this mission that you have, this soul contract that you have, this destiny you have to change the world, it's not easy. It's not easy to hold that. It's not easy, and it's almost, I almost can't get the energy like, why me, in a way, because there's times when it feels so hard. It's times when it feels so hard, when there's people who don't get you, and there's people who criticize you for your big vision, when they tell you why you shouldn't stand up and speak out and do the things you want to do and say the things you want to say and have this vision that you're dreaming too big and who are you to do it. It's like, that stuff stings at times, and it's hard to hold those projections, but you can hold them. You can hold them by loving yourself. You can hold them by dreaming even bigger and realizing that this one voice from this one person or these couple of people is nothing compared to the bigness of your dreams and what you're capable of. This is just stuff that I'm getting that you need to hear in order to be able to release that stuff and get more on the frequency of extreme success, because wow, extreme success is who you are. Is what I'm getting. I didn't get that for any of the other readings in this video, but I've got the people are destined for success, you know, that sort of thing. But you are success, like embodied, personified. The only reason you might not feel like it is because you've let those other voices in, right? You've let the people in who they're projecting their own insecurities, their own feeling of inadequacy, their own feeling of not measuring up to their potential, their own feeling of impotency on you. And you've accepted, you've let those projections land. You are someone, again, I would not be surprised if you know your human design. If you have a 5 in your profile, like I do, I'm a 5/1 projector. You will receive a lot of projections in your lifetime with a 5 line. And even if you don't know what that is, but this resonates for you, that's totally fine. You don't have to know human design for this reading, but you are someone who, you have such big dreams, and with big dreams comes big projections from others, right? Don't let those projections and don't let those voices, and those voices are a grain in the sand. They're a grain of sand, and you are the beach. Your vision, your mission is the ocean. They are a grain of sand. Those projections from other people who do not get what you stand for, who do not get the bigness of your dreams when you let yourself actually dream big, those people will not stop your success. They cannot. They do not have the power to. They are disconnected from their power. They are not able to stop yours. Don't let those voices in, okay? Release that fear, move on, and know that you are the ocean, not the sand. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. In a way, like the earth right here, so zoomed out. That's the voices of the people who doubt you. That's your own inner voice, right? Like none of that matters compared to the bigness of what you're here to do. I see you just improving the world in such a beautiful way, improving lives of other people, improving life for people. And again, even if you're like, I create video games, how is that improving people's lives? Zoom out. Look at the bigness of, okay, if you have a dream, let's start it here. If you have a dream, deck 4, if you really let yourself do it, take a moment, double whatever success you think you're going after right now. Dream bigger for just a minute. What would that look like? Even if it scares you a little bit, even if it feels unobtainable or unreasonable, just go with it for a minute here. And then think about what you do and think like, could it really have that big of an impact? But then zoom out and really look at what impact does my work have when I'm dreaming big? What impact do I have? Even if you're doing some office job at the moment, but you believe in the company you're working for and you want to climb the ranks. If you're designing a video game, you make video games and you're like, how is this going to change the world? When you're at your job and you make people feel supported and your company's doing this thing in the world and you get to bring your gifts to it, what ripple effect does that have on the world? If you're designing video games, what ripple effect does it have when you create a game that really speaks to somebody? Or that gives someone relief or break from their day? What does that allow them to do? When it helps someone unwind or helps someone feel empowered or helps someone process. There's games out there that help people process grief. Like, whatever you do, whatever your big dreams are, they're going to have a bigger impact than you realize in the world. And when you own that and when you're conscious of that, what you do has so much more meaning and power behind it. And you get to show up for it despite the doubt and the haters and all of that. All right, deck 4. Dark moon, the past, yeah. Release what other people have said to you in the past. None of it matters. All that matters is your mission, your vision, your impact, what you want to do, what the change you want to create in the world. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters. Don't let people speak to you. Don't speak to yourself in a way that you wouldn't let others speak to a friend, right? Like if your friend was speaking themselves the way you speak to yourself about your big visions, what would you say to them? You'd be like, stop that. You're amazing. You're capable of that. Why don't you think you can do that? You can absolutely do that. Become your own best friend. Communicate with yourself the way you would communicate with someone who you believe in, because you got to believe in yourself. I understand, like I get it, the bigness of your vision, it is so much, you don't even want to touch it sometimes, but you are so capable of it, deck 4, and you know that, you wouldn't still be listening. I get the sense a lot of people have fallen off at this point in this reading because they're not ready to hear their power, they're not ready to have that reflected back to them. We have Prosperous Prayer, another card about communicating. This is from my Wealthy Woman deck, and of course the leader. What I say about leadership with your Gate 7 over here. You're meant to be a leader. You're meant to change the world. You're meant to do it through whatever it is that you love to do, whatever, one way or another. Like you're going to have this massive ripple effect that's going to outlast you way after you're gone from this earth. Deck 4. You're going to leave a legacy that lasts lifetimes. You get to ask for help, though. You don't have to be alone in this. The way you're going to achieve massive success is asking for the support you need from the universe, from your higher self, and from the people around you, right? Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Don't be afraid to ask for the support, because your mission is bigger than you, right? When you make your mission bigger than you get out of your own way. You stop being self-conscious about, are people going to want to buy this? Or it's like, yeah, they're going to want to be part of this mission, because it's not about you. It's not about making you rich. It's not about making you the wealthiest person in the world. It's not about making you the most famous person in the world. It's about them. So of course they're going to want to do it. Of course they're going to want to help. Of course they're going to want to buy. Of course they're going to want to be a part of it, right? I saw 2211 for you. Some nice confirmation. Just because you're a leader doesn't mean you have to do this alone. And just because there's the haters and you got to shut them out doesn't mean you have to do this alone. There are people who want to support you, who are going to support you, who are going to bolster you, uplift you into wild amounts of success and help you create your vision on earth for the positive changes this world needs faster than you expect. But it all comes back from you dreaming bigger. A dream can't be fulfilled if it isn't dreamed. That's what my collective's telling me. Everything comes back to dream bigger and know that you've got the leadership, you've got the natural impact, you've got the ability to rise above the past and the things people have said, to zoom out, to get perspective. Like, you have the ability to be the leader who changes the world in this massive way. And when you do that, like, the money comes in, the accolades come in, the successes come in, the applause comes in, right? Like, all of that comes through. But that's not the goal for you, right? Like, you get to want security and financial freedom for your family. You get to want validation, but the foremost thing in your mind, in order for you personally to calibrate to extreme success, Pile 4 needs to be the mission, the big dream, the big goal, the bigger than life impact you want to have, right? And then you got to start allowing others to support you. It doesn't have to be lonely. But you are the leader, right? You have to lead yourself to this. You do it through loving yourself too, knowing you're worthy, knowing you're good enough, loving the parts of yourself you need to love, right? When I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. The universe wants to support you, my love. It wants to support you in your big vision. It wants to support you with your big world-changing work you're here to do. So what I'm getting is that these words are coming through to remind you of that and to confirm that to you. To help you know that, like, you're not in this alone. Spirit is behind you 100%. Source is behind you. The universe is behind you. God is behind you, saying, go do this. Please. The world needs it. The world needs you. I put you here. We put you here to do this thing, to walk out this big vision. Allow yourself to start dreaming bigger, because you're meant to. Because the world needs you to. And then show up knowing the world needs you. Knowing that your vision is needed and that you're the perfect person to execute it in this world. And then watch how the resources and the success and the support come in to get you there, right? Everything you want is a byproduct. Everything you want on a personal level is a byproduct of the bigger work you're here to do in this world, Deck 4. So connect to that bigger vision. Connect to that dream. And then move toward it. Make it about them. Make it about the world. Don't make it about you. You're going to get there so much faster. It's gonna be really fun for you to see how fast you get to this insane level of success. When it doesn't become about the success, it becomes about the mission, the impact, right? Whew. All right. Deck 4. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from this reading and how it resonated. I always truly appreciate getting to see your comments and hearing how these readings connect with you. It absolutely means the world to me when you comment. You are, of course, welcome, if you're not already, to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance and career and success. And if you want to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership so you can get access to all the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the success and wealth you desire into your life, then I would love to get to connect with you there. The membership includes, for a ridiculously low price, the access to our daily mini money readings from me so you can plug into the energy of potential, of power, of abundance, of success every morning and start your day off like that. It also includes our book club, our powerful monthly challenges where our clients are manifesting wild amounts of money and professional wins, and so much more. We also have more than 200 amazing like-minded people in the Wealth Vibe community, and what we are building there is truly special. It is full of people who are dreaming big and changing the world, and I would love for you to come be a part of it so that we can all rise up into more wealth and more impact and success together. So the link for the Wealth Vibe membership is in the description and pinned comment below. And if you want to order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, that link will be below for you as well. With all of that being said, I am wishing you massive prosperity and success and abundance. And again, thank you for being you, because this reading stretched me. It stretched me. There was so much coming through because there's so much that's meant to come through you. So know that. Right? And know that this is the first of many people, and you probably already had other people thanking you for being you and for dreaming big. There's more coming when you lean into that, right? So with that being said, I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye.